Good, everybody. Welcome back to the Real Talks podcast with Jay Real. I'm with my very good friend, and he's also a business coach, or more so of an Airbnb coach. But non. Let's actually let me just go back. I got my, I got
Yeah,
my editor will fix this anyway. They do like the edits, so
that's
so I'm
good.
gonna do it again. Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Talks podcast with Jay Real. I have my good friend Eric Chen. He's also a coach, and we'll dive into that later on as I ask him more questions. But just want to introduce you guys to my friend Eric. Eric, so I appreciate you being on the show, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me. Am I the second guest?
Yeah, I mean, you're one of my first ones, obviously, and
I see.
we just didn't get a chance to recording it, because you and I are both, very busy with a business and obviously our coaching program. But for my viewers, obviously, I'm a new podcaster, and we'll definitely talk about that, incorporating that into your brand as well. But for the people that don't know who you are yet, please introduce yourself. What's your business is and your background, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely, no problem. So, hi guys, my name is Eric. I'm actually located in Southern California, Orange County, and I was originally a real estate agent. I transitioned out of that and got myself into Airbnb rental arbitrage. That was almost 2 years ago, and then currently now I have 55 units that I'm operating. I own three of them, and I also have
Wow.
25 co-hosting management deals that I'm actually working on. So that's pretty much my
Oh my
portfolio. I'm
gosh.
looking to expand more, and then actually help other people out to to get out the 9 to 5 job because it really is possible if you really put in the work and really understand the whole method and pathway.
Man, actually that's amazing cuz like whenever I have a conversation with my network, whether it's through 10x or the wealthy investor with Ryan Pineda, when Airbnb ever comes up, I always say, "Oh yeah, no, my friend, he's doing Airbnb arbitrage," which we'll talk about here on this episode because not a lot of people know that it exists. Um, I always, previously I would tell them, "Yeah, my boy Eric, he has about 33. I think it's when I met you, you had around 30 something units." And
Right.
now you obviously scaled, man. So definitely kudos to you, brother. And that's pretty amazing. And it's only you've been doing this for what, just 3 years?
No, not almost 2 years. I'm
Or
gonna hit 2 year
gotcha.
in November time, so it's still
I
not two
see.
years. Yeah.
Wow, wow. So let's kind of dive into that. So you had your realtor license obviously in California, right? What
Right.
actually made you switch into Airbnb and more so with arbitrage style? And for the people that don't know what that is, could you explain a little bit how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So Airbnb rental arbitrage. Let's just say go ahead and simplify as rental arbitrage. Airbnb is just a platform, right? So what we actually do
Hmm.
is rent out properties from landlord. We're acting as a long-term tenants, and we're going to go ahead and with the
Yeah.
permission to sublease, of course, right? We're not getting into any legal issues. After that, we hire out designers or even just yourself if you're really good at designing. You furnish the property, provide the
Yeah.
best amenities, look at the competition, know exactly what to put to make the best out of it to be the top 5%. You go ahead and put on
Wow.
Airbnb, Vrbo.com, Booking.com, Furnish Finders, Hotels.com, and whatever revenue that you make for that whole entire month, minus the rent and minus the utility. That's how much you make with your profit. And typically for my property, it's around 3 to 5K per units for the profit.
Wow. That's profit
Yeah, that's profit.
per unit
Yes.
approximately. Dude,
Yes.
that's amazing. If you just want to, he said on average, right? Let's just say at the lower end, let's say 3K, Obviously I've seen some of the your properties that you manage and that you arbitrage, and I could just see like, the amount that you generate from it for like maybe just like a week or 2 weeks. It's
Right.
crazy, but like on average, let's just say um with the amount of units or properties that you have right now, that you're doing Airbnb arbitrage, like what is your like revenue from there?
For
and then maybe the profit, if you don't mind me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You meant about like total revenue per month?
Yep.
Yeah, for total. So at the end of the day, is really seasonality. For our
Yeah.
July time, which is the hottest time, summertime. That's where everyone go on vacation. My revenue was around
Yeah.
350,000, and then my profit margin is around 45%. So that
Wow.
is that's summertime. That is like the higher
Yeah.
season. That's when you make the most money, right? But right now we're on like slower season. So we're gonna play the games of attacking offense and defense, right? So doing slow
Right.
season, we're playing defense game. We're not trying to stretch out our revenue. We're trying to just keep
Right.
it. So we kind of grind through it. We're still gonna make money, but it's not gonna be as much. But doing like November, December time, that's when we actually make money again. So on average, I would say our revenue is around like 280, around 280, like 2090. That would be our
Wow.
average revenue combined.
And then your profit's around 45%. That's pretty good.
Yes, 45%. Yeah. After all the rent, utilities and everything that we kind of had to pay out.
Right. And then like who like so I'm assuming that you're not doing all of the work obviously behind the scenes from managing it, or do you do that? And then especially the obviously the cleaning, I'm sure you hire out people to do those as well for your properties, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just to full transparency, I do have partners. There are more like silent partners involved. And then I'm more like
Yeah.
of the head, I'm the display of the business and
Yeah.
also of the branding. So for us, we have virtual assistant. Obviously, that's the key part of our business. Have them do all the conversation for us,
Ooh.
teach them all the back end.
Yep.
They're gonna know exactly what I know, right? So I actually only talk to
Right.
one VA manager, which the VA manager oversee all of their own, VAs, because I don't want to talk to all the VAs myself, right? That's going to take a lot of time.
Right.
And also the actual
It's
core of the
yeah.
business is actually our cleaners, because they are the front line of the battlefield. They're the one that goes to the property, see the property, if anything's damaged, if there's any
Right.
cigarette button, everything they see, they report it to our virtual assistant, which they will report back to us or me if it was
I
really
see.
necessary. But most of the time, all of the work and tasks are being taken care of from the virtual assistant. So it's basically just the cleaner and the virtual assistant
Wow.
communicating. And then unless it's like
Yeah.
the roof is leaking or something like that very very important where they don't really know what to do, then they will reach out to me. So most of the time, they don't really ask me any questions unless it's very very urgent and very important.
That's pretty awesome, man. Who did you guys have to train the VAs that you started working with on this, or are they already experienced when you got with them?
So I tried out multiple different VAs before. At the start, we were just hiring people from Fiverr, and then, I mean, they were okay, but
Yeah,
it wasn't really what I expected. So I decided I just want to have somebody that I really, really like, and then, I pay them pretty good as well.
yeah,
That you want to pay them good to keep them into
yeah.
the business, and then I kind of like training them
Right,
slowly, step by step, so that way, it's more like an environment. Like as a business owner, you want to go ahead and make sure everyone is happy. You know, to them that's a lot of money, and then
right.
I try to always give them bonuses all the time, and then that way they're actually more motivated to work than rather than just oh, this is just a task I need to do every single day. I don't have any responsibilities, kind of thing.
I love that, man. So a lot of people probably don't know, who's not in business yet, or who's not operating a an or an, as an entrepreneur. He Eric talked about the VAs, virtual assistants. That's one of the newest companies or businesses that I launched. It's like we help entrepreneurs find the best virtual assistants, or we call them VAs, to that is suitable for that specific business that they have. So that's kind of like one of the things that we do as a small business or entrepreneurs that are just not making a ton of money. One of the ways to help us scale is using and utilizing VAs, and they're typically from other countries, from Philippines, Mexico, Egypt. There's a few other
Arrow,
locations: Pakistan, India, Peru. Yeah, it's actually getting more and more countries are participating into that, and so for us, people living in the United States, we make a lot of money, and you might consider when we pay a VA a certain amount, and you're like, wow, that's way below
right?
minimum wage in the United States, but in that particular country, they're actually living very comfortably with that salary. And plus, Eric mentioned that he gives them bonuses as well, which means that it's a great incentive to make them want to work better and uh, as more effectively and more productive. And so it's funny you say that, Eric, because on my I use a lot of VAs from my social media, my editing, what do you call it? Even with my recruiting business, I have a lot of different VAs that functions as employees, but they're not W-2. So I incentivize them as well. I give them bonuses. And what I've seen so far is that definitely helps drives their motivation. So definitely good job on understanding that. Not a lot of people would do
Sure.
that right off the bat. Like, hey, I'm going to pay you like $1,000 a month, but that's it. But yeah, that definitely helps. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
You're definitely
yeah, I
changing
mean, with the
their
properties that you
mind.
have,
Go ahead. Sorry.
was that?
I say I'm definitely, you're
Oh no,
definitely
no,
changing their.
yeah, no, but yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, that's 100% fact. That's 100% fact. Um, but I know I kind of wanted to go back into what I already know of you, right? We'll talk about your coaching program as well because I think that's important. But I know you used to be in the restaurant business, right?
Right. Yeah. That's
Like,
when I
or
first started.
were you just working at a restaurant? Were you just
Yes.
working at the
So
restaurant at this time, or you actually were in the business?
So I actually came to the state back in 2011, and I was fortunate enough. I was
Hmm.
actually born in the state, but I went back to Taiwan right away, right? So I have that, that magic green card. I mean, not green card, passport, right? So when I first came to the
Not
state, I knew
you're a U.S. citizen.
exactly, yes, exactly. So I have the bonus and privilege of doing that. So when I first came landed into the United States, the first thing I did, I went on Yelp and I started looking for restaurants to actually work at because I know, it takes a lot of effort and time and money for my parents to actually bring me here to the state. And we actually planned everything accordingly.
Right.
So it was on my 11th grade that I came to the state because I have, citizenship. So
Yeah.
I came here. I, rent out a house for a whole year. So I'm considered a resident of California. So when I go to
Hmm.
college, my tuition was a lot cheaper than other people, right?
Twitching.
So we kind of everything
Yeah.
out accordingly.
Right. Right.
So I was actually graduated from University of California, Irvine. But back to the story, I go ahead and hire, get myself into a restaurant called Ding Tai Fung. That's actually a dumpling restaurant. It's very very well known as a franchise store. I was working there since
Oh, okay.
2011 all the way up to 2018. That wasn't when I actually finally,
Wow,
yeah. So during
dude,
that
that's a
time, I
long
was
time.
right. Yeah, it was a long time. So it's funny because I have a mentor for my real estate uh, business as well. He was like, Eric, you've been in the real restaurant
Yeah.
industry for so long, and you stuck through it for 7 year, 8 years. I know you're gonna do well in real estate. Come on, come work for me. Quit your restaurant job and come work for me. I'll
Yeah.
make sure you make more money than what you're gonna make in a whole year in restaurant job. So that's what I did. I quit
Right. Right.
do real estate, and I was fortunate enough I speak Mandarin. Asian love to buy real estate, so
Yeah.
it was kind of easier for me to transition over
Right.
to real estate, make good money, from the commission, and then I got myself, hey, I have so much money right now. What do? I got myself to house flipping, you know, partner with some friends, did some house flipping. So
Yeah.
that's when I realized I'm not really using labor to make more money, right? Before in restaurant, labor to make money,
Right.
trading my time for money. Now I got into, I mean, still
Right.
trading time from the real estate job, but when I get to flipping, is
Right.
I'm putting money to make more money. So like as life
Right. Like.
continues, you realize there's more ways to make money. Is easier because once you know where the how the money flows, you would just go with it. It was a lot easier. And now I got into Airbnb.
Right.
Actually, the reason why I got into Airbnb is because during COVID time, I was still doing real estate, but most of my clientele is actually from overseas
Oh.
international people. They couldn't send any of the money
Yeah.
over, and it was all a complete lockdown. So I didn't have any transaction for like the whole almost entire year. And that's when I got myself into like, hey, I need to figure
Wow.
out something. Like imagine no commission, no nothing, like I'm just like not doing
Yep.
anything for the whole year. Like I need to figure something out. Like real estate is great, but it's time for a change. So, an ad got to me like Airbnb rental arbitrage. This is how you do it. Blah 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 blah. But back in those times, my mindset wasn't right. I didn't want to pay money for someone to
Yeah.
teach me. Right? I didn't understand the whole mentorship thing, the shortcut thing. So I kind of just grinding
No,
the thing
huh?
out, asking random questions from people that was already doing it, reaching out for help. And then I got myself, with a partner that does small units, and I got myself another partner that does luxury unit, and I've got myself another partner that does sort of
Mm.
like gray area one that you can't really do, but you kind of can. So I learned the whole aspect of
Yeah.
Airbnb, and that's actually how I met you. I was doing it on my own with the
Mm.
credit stuff, like business credit, but I didn't really have the inside idea of
Yeah.
how it actually worked to leverage. So I got into the credit academy,
Right.
we're promoting them basically.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
how I met you, and then that's kind of how I scale my business
Right.
to a next level by finding mentor inside within the community that help me, get more business credit to leverage my portfolio to actually grow a lot faster. Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty much the story.
That's pretty awesome. So you definitely and you leverage business credit to acquire and utilize for the business itself, right? That's awesome. Who did you learn from specifically on that? Was it Chris Polanyi
Yeah,
or
Chris
other
Palanzi, yeah,
people?
my guy. Yeah, Chris Palanzi.
Yeah, no, he's definitely knowledgeable when it comes to that. So I'm gonna actually invite him onto this show as well and talk about
For
what
sure.
he does because he knows a lot about business credit, loans, and all that stuff.
Definitely. Yeah.
Personally, for me, actually, I have zero loans. Um, and what I leveraged in my business initially was just business credit cards.
Yeah.
Essentially it's the same thing, but I want to take it to the next level where I can acquire a lot more funding so I could, scale, further, use the money for like marketing and all that stuff. But no, that's pretty awesome, man. So right now you mentioned also that you got into Airbnb and you now have like silent partners as well in some of the properties that you have.
Yes, correct. And then it's funny. Like my first student that I got myself into, I know they were hardworking and they're already in real estate for so long.
Yeah,
That's when students turn into partners. So like one of my students, my first
yeah,
students, they're actually my partner in my management deals. Yeah. So
nice.
that's how it is. You in this whole business of
You
mentorship and
find,
community, you find great people, like-minded people that also want to do well and make money and they're money hungry as well. So if you guys have
yeah.
align on a lot of goals, you can always partner up, right?
Right, right. And I do like that you said that because I find it with my first business, I didn't have any partners. I wasn't sure how that was gonna work out anyway. So like I did everything on my own, and having and finding the right partner now is like it helps scale it quickly and some of the responsibilities you guys could delegate, right? And so it makes life as an entrepreneur a lot better and even easier. And so I know you're doing your coaching as well. As my audience know, I've mentioned in the past that I'm a business coach and advisor. I represent 10x and Cardin, Ventures. Right? It's a
Mm.
business management and consulting company. So you're also doing your coaching program, but you're doing it somewhat pretty much on your own, right? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So for my coaching program, at the start, what I was actually doing one-on-ones, but that was taking a lot of my time, to be
Yeah.
fully transparent. Like
Right.
I already have a passive kind of stream of income. I want to get myself into another stream of income. Of course, the end goal is to actually help people, because I've been through that whole journey of,
Yep.
I won't say 9 to 5, restaurant is not really 9 to 5, but I understand, how important
Yeah.
it is, especially right now in SoCal. It's so hard to make money and survive. People are telling you, live the American dream,
Mm.
get married, have kids, buy
Yeah.
just one property so you
Yeah.
can pay off 30 years just to retire and don't know what to do after that, right? But for us, like entrepreneur like
Right.
us, we're buying property every single month. We're looking for opportunity to make more money, understanding how business work, how
Yep.
credit work. So like in my mentorship, I kind of talk. I mean, Airbnb is part of it. It's like the main part, but I think the very ultimate goal and actually is about mindset. If you could really change your mindset about how everything
Mm.
life, how money flows, how the government works actually,
Right.
and how credit works, you can really make a lot of it, just by leveraging your credit,
Yeah.
by doing stuff that is for sure going to make money, right? I'm not talking about getting your credit to put into stock to potentially collapse, when Elon just randomly tweet and everything falls, but invest into yourself on
Right.
knowledge
Right.
that can do more cash flow, more money, right? Because 0% credit card is like 12 months for free. And then you just had to figure something out that makes 1%
Yeah.
or 2%. That's money already. And you get the credit card point, the travel point, the
Right.
travel hacking. But, back to the for the
Yep.
mentorship, it's going to be, it's a private community. That's, of course, that's how you met other people. You partner out with other people on deals. I have a virtual assistant that bring out deals
Right.
to you
Right.
guys, so you can just take it on right away. We help you leverage your business credit card, so you don't put any of your money into the business, and you start cash flowing. That's as easy as that. That's the. I mean, I have tried so many other side hustles before myself. This is the best
Yeah.
cash flow asset ever. Yeah, right. That's all right
No,
now. I'll let you know if there's any other
that's
things
pretty.
in the future.
No, that's pretty awesome, man. And I believe in mentorship and coaching, and this even started, while I was on active duties. When I served in the Navy, because that's very important in the growth of our sailors. And we actually, the way we do it is, obviously we don't get paid any extra, but they assign you mentors. You could choose your mentors based on your personality and the your career in the military or in the Navy. And then you just, same thing, you help them out achieve their goals, their personal, professional, and financial goals, and with the knowledge that you have, with the resources that you have. And so when you know I got done with the Navy, and I wanted to do entrepreneurship, I ended up immediately hiring a business coach. And that decision helped catapult my business right off the bat without having to really learn or do trial and error. And so the coaching program is a big bet, like it's a big opportunity for us as new entrepreneurs to learn from somebody that's already doing it. So like yourself, that's why I wanted to talk about that, is because anybody that wants to get into entrepreneurship and kind of leverage Airbnb, that industry, and that business, they can come to Eric Chen, to you, and learn from your mistakes, right, from your experiences. And obviously you're very successful. And it speeds up everything as far as your learning and seeing financial success, right? You mentioned like you wanted to take the shortcut. It's like my like I have a saying about, you've been to Disneyland, right? Be in Orange County, right? You know how Disneyland has the regular line to be able
Yes.
to get that ride and get that experience, or you could buy the fast pass essentially and get in front. And that's what coaching is. That's what you get from a coaching program. um, and so yeah, I truly believe in that, and I believe in what you're doing. And even personally for me, like, you got me interested into Airbnb arbitrage because I travel a lot for my business. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm paying so much, like renting hotel rooms and all that stuff. Like maybe I should just leverage, like, getting a rental unit and then rent it out Airbnb style or whatnot. So whenever I go back to Miami or Scottsdale, are basically the two places that
Right.
I I go to for business, like I could just leverage that. But yeah, I still have yet really pushed forward that. I'm a little scared, at the moment. But I'm sure, I can always reach back out to you, and then you could teach
For
me the
sure,
ropes,
definitely.
as you have already before. So and so I appreciate that, Eric. Um, Now with with your future goals, like I know you're just as hungry and driven and motivated as me. What are your future business goals in regards to either acquiring more properties or launching new businesses, or anything? What do you have in mind currently?
So for me right now, again, I don't want to get the shiny object syndrome, but I do have a lot of goals in the future. I just turned
Yeah,
30. So right now I have my Airbnb,
yeah,
business, my coaching business. I still have my real estate flipping side on the side. because you
Nice.
just have to put your money everywhere. To be honest, because to be honest, if you tell me right now, I don't have any money in my
Diversify.
yeah, I don't have any money in my bank because I know it's useless in the bank, right? So it's so much inflation happening,
Right.
all that stuff. I
Yeah.
recently acquired a cleaning company, which I'm going to help them scale. I'm taking a percentage of their equity of their company, and then what? It's kind of like once you know
Oh,
business,
nice.
you already if you know the marketing, you know how to really leverage virtual assistant, how to do organic
Yep.
traffic.
Yep.
It's very, very easy to scale a company because I mean this is not Airbnb stuff. It's more like buying small business and scaling them and selling them. Right, and that's another business like Cody Sanchez kind of talked about. That got me very, very interested because
Yep.
for our coaching, right, or just anything that we're doing, is about marketing. Setting, closing. Really understanding what they
Yeah.
really need. Right. It's the same thing for every single business, but a lot of the business back in the day, they didn't have any of this kind of knowledge. So it's good to actually buy, small business and then just using what we have right now, the
Yep.
knowledge that we have, scale it for them, and then profit off of it. So that's my next goal is to
And
go ahead.
no, no, go for it. That's essentially your next goal to acquire new small businesses, help them maybe get an equity share,
Right,
and then
exactly.
have a good exit, right? Um, I love that, bro. Um, a lot of my mentors, people that I've hired, as well as coaches like Ryan Pineda's team. I'm sure you've heard of Manny Koshbin as well, who's from Orange County. He's a billionaire that built wealth through commercial real estate. And obviously, Brandon Dawson's one of my biggest mentor, and Grant Cardone. All all they talk about is the transfer of wealth that's happening now and in the next 5 to 10 years. And
Right.
what that means is that, as you know, there's baby boomers, right? Baby boomers are, obviously a different generation. They're, you know, entrepreneurs as well and business owners, and they're retiring. And so a lot of them are either going to sell off the business or pass it down to their family or their kids. But the thing is, the ones that are trying to pass it off to their family, some of the their kids, relatives, they don't want to take that business, and so what happens? They have to sell the business or shut it down. Right? This is the opportunity where you and I and other entrepreneurs that are have the same vision is to be able to acquire different businesses and scale it, and then have a strong exit. And so that's the next thing that I'm learning right now, as a business advisor and coach, is that entire model. And I love that you mentioned that, Eric, because 10x Card Adventures actually has a program called 10x Buy Sell, and
Mhm.
essentially they teach people to acquire businesses, and not necessarily just small businesses. It ranges from a small business to like bigger businesses. So I definitely would love to invite you to learn more on how they do it, how Grant Cardone does it, how Brandon Dawson does it, and so yeah, yeah. It's I think it's um, I'm not quite sure. I've never been to the event. I'm gonna be attending it at some point, but um, I think it's only a 1 day event. But
Mm.
certainly something that if that's the route that you also would like to take, there's two workshops that I'd like to invite you and other friends that I have. Um, which is the business bootcamp, gives you a foundational information on how Cardin Ventures scaled from zero to 9 figures in less than 4 years. And
Wow.
also they have the 10x buy sell program, where they teach other business owners, other entrepreneurs, how to be able to buy a business the right way, things to look for, and different opportunities to either leverage equity as a pay of like, or as a way of like getting yourself paid, right?
Great.
And then essentially you help them scale, or you scale the business and then you exit it and then make a lot of profit from there.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I'm sure you'll be interested to see how they do it as well
For sure. For
successfully.
sure. Always trying to learn more new stuff.
Always, right? We're always learning. We're as entrepreneurs, you're always an innovator. trying to find new ways, process, systems to, you know, get your business to scale and make more money. And yeah, that's what we are. We're always continuously learning, like every
Sir.
day. I actually do training. Yeah, I do training every day inside Cardin University to at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, because continuous learning is always important. Keeps you on your feet, keeps you sharp. But uh but that's very cool, man. That's really awesome. um and I wanted to kind of talk about, uh, your most recent interview that you did, which kind of leads into like branding, marketing, right? So,
Right.
Charlie Chang, right? He's a big YouTuber. He's from Orange County, LA area. You already know him, obviously, and he had you on the show. But how did you meet the guy? And tell us like how you got the opportunity to get invited into one of his YouTube like episodes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I have actually been following Charlie Chan for a while. He doesn't know me, but I know him. Everybody knows him, especially we're Asians,
Yeah,
right? So he talks about
yeah,
financial planning. I won't say financial planning. He talks about a lot of like credit card, like real estate, financial stuff on his YouTube channel. And then right now he's doing like a lot of
right.
interview stuff. So it happens that Charlie was actually looking for people to interview, like Asian millionaire, you know, like came an immigrant
Yeah,
over, and then his
yeah.
assistant, he said to reach out to his assistant. So I reach out, and he's a assistant. I talked to him, and then he kind of understood my business, and he actually got very interested. So his assistant is actually one of my students right now,
Mm.
and then I'm teaching him about a lot of mindset
Oh,
stuff.
very.
And that's how we kind of got connected. And
That's
then
cool.
so the assistant kind of helped me, get interview with Charlie, and then we kind of just met, and we're pretty close. So that's kind of how I got the chance to really be on his channel, because of the trust and also of his assistant that I'm actually helping him out with like the Airbnb arbitrage stuff as well. So again,
I love
everything is about
that, man. That's why. Yeah. Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
yeah, I'm saying yeah, everything's
And
about connection and network. Like every day for
yes,
me, I try to go to all these Facebook groups, real estate network. I
yeah.
know I pretty much know everything, but a lot of time when you go there, you'll be surprised. There's more stuff you never know, right? So I'm always just going
Yep.
out there socializing. I'm the type of person that loves to talk, and I'm always the last one that leave the room because I like to get every single information
Wow.
out of everybody. That's why we're learning every single day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome, man. There's two things that kind of resonated with a couple of quotes that you and I both already know. No, we're always learning, right? And why? Because there's a saying, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Exactly. I always say that.
There's even people that are very much that you don't know what you don't know, and there's a lot of a lot of successful entrepreneurs and business owners even believe in that, even at that level when they're making already multi, seven figures a year or even months, right?
Yeah.
There's still a lot of information that they don't know, because there's always new things that comes up into the market that you can leverage as a business owner. And being in a lot of networks also definitely help. And the other thing that you and I both understand, that that another quote is, your network is your net worth. And
Yes.
that's a perfect like segue into the experience that you just had. One of your students in your network, in your coaching program, opened up this new opportunity for you to land an interview, not you interviewing Charlie Chang, but you being interviewed by him.
Right.
And if you guys don't know who Charlie Chang is, he's a big YouTuber from SoCal, and he's got over 1 million followers. I follow him already. And when we were at WealthCon, Eric, remember he was there interviewing people, and
I invited
that's
them
I'm
over.
like, oh, I
I was the one
recognize
that
that
actually got
good.
them
That
over.
Oh, see, look, that's pretty cool. And I was like I'm like I recognize this guy, and you're like, yeah, that's Charlie Chang. I'm like, oh, that's right, because I already follow him, because like he had he provides good value and a lot
Right.
of motivation, inspiration in his channel. And so, that's kind of like my goal in why I started this podcast, is that, to obviously increase my brand and provide value add content to other people out there. And I know you mentioned, podcasting as well. Like, have you thought about like launching your own podcast? And it doesn't have to be like, something that you do on a daily basis, but um, for me, my goal is to just put out at least one episode a week. Um, maybe two in the very beginning, right? Consistency is key, but like on average, I think I'm gonna just go with one a week. But for you, like, what are your thoughts about launching a podcast?
Absolutely. So my mentorship for my Airbnb is called short term rental breakthrough. So STL breakthrough. But I want
Yeah,
something more general.
yeah,
So this is just one thing I'm doing right now for my mentorship. But eventually, I'm gonna have different bunch of different
right,
mentorship. Creative breakthrough, wholesale breakthrough, whatever I can learn, I'm going to give it back
yeah,
to the community and actually help people out. So the podcast that I'm thinking, haven't decided yet, is going to be called the Breakthrough. So it's called the Breakthrough. So
nice,
everything in life, I want to interview entrepreneur like you, Asian entrepreneurs
yeah,
that have grind through it, especially the one that actually come immigrate over, right? I heard a lot of success story and a lot of people
right,
that grind through the whole, from being very, very poor to making so much money, like the process, it just really fascinates me. And I think people
right,
just really hear about these kind of stories. And then, it's just about providing value to the community, helping everybody out.
yeah,
Ultimately, right, we all come here to the state, for a greater good, about the American dream, but the real American dream, not the American dream that
yeah,
people think it is, right? So this is what I want to bring
right.
to the community. The breakthrough, what? Officially, I'm gonna start doing that right now. The breakthrough. That's my podcast. Let's do
Heck
it.
yeah, I love it, man, bro. I think that's gonna be amazing, to be honest. And you and I both, are both immigrants. Well, you're not. I wouldn't say. I mean, you're not an immigrant because you were born in the United States. But I know what you mean. I get it. Moved, moved out of the country and then came back. Like from Taiwan and then moved here in 2011. I'm the same way, not necessarily from Taiwan, but from the Philippines. We had a decent life in the Philippines. It's a third world country. If you guys don't know what Philippines is, but
Mhm.
coming here, living with my mother, who's a single mom, and I remember, moving to the Bay Area back in 1994. I was still a kid. I
Also,
remember having a two-bedroom apartment. Right. I mean, like coming in, like, I shared, I'm not what do you call it, um ashamed to say that, we didn't have anything basically. Like, I shared a room with my sister, a girl. Like, we were that, poor coming here. But that didn't, stop me from dreaming bigger, because I know my potential and I know, like, life is much better than this. No knock to my mother. She worked so hard, to provide, food on the table and roof over our heads. But there's certainly a lot of better opportunities out there. And that's, from grind and the hustle. I obviously joined the military. I enjoyed serving. And now, I always knew there's something bigger in my calling, and that's going to generate wealth for myself and my family. And I'm glad that I stayed on with my vision. And entrepreneurial route is definitely something that changed my life. And this podcast and the podcast that you're going to launch, the breakthrough, I love it. It's going to inspire a lot of other people, man. So definitely make sure. I'll be looking forward to you
yeah,
launching that. And obviously, I'm new as well. We're on this journey together. I'm a little bit, one step ahead of you. So if you need help on best practice and what platform to use, obviously I use Riverside.fm, which is super easy. Even my grandma could do it, but it's a platform that I'm using, and that's super easy and it's fairly new as far as a company. They haven't been around for too long, but they're consistently innovating and adding more tools into our back pocket. But yeah, I think that would be really cool, man. Um, let's see. My other question that I'd like to definitely say or ask you is do you have any mentors that like you definitely look up to, like currently today,
Oh, just
direct or
Ryan.
indirect?
Indirect kind of Ryan Pineda. It's kind of like also
Mm,
Grant Cardone, the way they're doing the business. I kind of we met
yeah,
several times. I told you what my vision is, not what I want to do. But I'll keep that
yeah,
quiet for now.
right,
We'll see how it goes. So there are my role
yeah.
model. Right? I want to follow the path, basically. Eventually get to where they at. And then yeah,
That's
I have
awesome,
so
man.
many
That's
like
awesome.
mentors
And
in my life, and I'm grateful for them. Without them, I can never be where I am right now.
right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And yeah, certainly there's like mentorship, your coaches, obviously, and the people that you surround yourself with, are all essential in our journey, right, into this. But that's awesome. I would probably another like last question I'd like to ask you is, um, for our viewers, people that are watching this, what would be your advice if they're currently a W-2 employee, like us before, right? And they've been thinking about really doing entrepreneurship, man. So like what would be your best advice to them, whoever's watching this right now?
I would say really don't screw up your credit. Like credit is so important. There's always a way to fix it. You can always get credit repair to help you out. But really understanding
Yeah,
how the system work on credit. Right? The school doesn't really teach you how your credit score work, how it function. Right? There's so many categories involved to determine your 850 credit score.
yeah,
Look into that. You two have every single resource that you need to get that to the highest level. And then after that, use that money. Once go ahead and study, invest into yourself. Right, your 9 to 5
mm,
is where you make your money for you to live, offer your life. And then from 5 to 8
yeah,
or 5 to 12, that's when you actually can get started on your side income, your side hustle. Once you're
I,
so good at it,
yep,
you make sure you will make money from it. Then that's when you pull out your credit card, your business credit card with 0% APR, and you start scaling that business. That's the way to go. And then
wow,
once you're in the business entrepreneur mindset, and then you think everything differently. When I go to a coffee store, I look at the chair. Oh shit, this chair is so nice. What material is it made out of? Can I get it from Alibaba? Can I ship it over? Can I
yeah,
sell on Amazon? How much can I sell on Amazon? Right? I'm
mm,
looking at it in this perspective. But people when they go to a Starbucks or like any coffee
yeah,
store, oh, this is so nice. I'm gonna take an Instagram photos, right? For me, oh, this little,
yeah,
thing there, while they putting that there, they're putting that there for a reason to attract client to come over, right? I'm already always thinking about the business
right,
aspect, every single thing that is surrounding
yeah,
me, right? So even I have my my lights, my camera light. Oh, how much are they really selling this for? In China, can I buy it over here, right? Everything in life is about is
right, right,
arbitrage. So Airbnb arbitrage, we're arbitraging somebody's property, right? But everything in life is about
yep,
arbitrage. I could buy a Lamborghini maybe if somebody would sell it for 100K, but I know the value is 200K. I will find a way
yeah,
to get that 100K, even to borrow at 10% even 20% interest. I will get that. I will get that. That Ferrari and then sell it. So that is
yeah,
arbitrage. I'm buying stuff and then
flip it,
selling it
yep,
for a higher price, and that's about how you market it yourself as well.
yeah,
So get your credit straight, understand the entrepreneurship of how business work, and then how people think about in aspect of business, and then you start doing stuff that you really passionate about, and then leverage your credit, and then that's how you scale. Any business is about arbitrage.
boom.
Let's go.
Boom. Look at that, bro. I love it, man. You definitely got to hold your podcast. And certainly, I know your students are getting a ton of value from you, man. And from what I remember, you're not even charging a lot yet. So
I'm not
for
charging a lot.
everybody who's watching this right now and you're you're looking into Airbnb arbitrage, you can definitely learn from my boy. I consider him as a good friend. He will not steer you in the wrong direction. And for what he's charging right now is actually like super amazing. So take advantage of that if you want to get into Airbnb arbitrage. But nonetheless, there you have it, man. A lot of great nuggets yet again from another successful entrepreneur and business owner, my good friend Eric Chen. Thank you for being here, man. You know I got your back, and I know you have mine. And for anybody else that is watching, and you guys want to follow my boy, it will definitely be linked into this episode. So feel free to follow him on Facebook, Instagram, as well as I think even LinkedIn. He's on there, but I'll definitely tag you, Eric, in this episode, so that way the people could follow you. But I thank you
For
for
sure.
spending the time here with me. We've been here for pretty much close to an hour, man. I know you're a very busy guy, but I appreciate your time, bro, and I wish you the best and continued success, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'll see you at the next 10x or WellsCon.
Absolutely, man. This is not, obviously we're gonna be connected moving forward, and I would definitely would love to do another episode a year from now to just kind of touch base and see where you're at, man. What are
For
your
sure.
thoughts? You open to that?
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right, man. But that would be so cool. But yeah, man, thanks so much, everybody. If you think and you found this valuable, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I would definitely appreciate your support moving forward. And hope you catch the next one with us. And have a great day. Take care.
Peace.